Hey guys, it's Rob from Brevity, and in this video we're going to solve the binary tree level order traversal part 1 and 2 on LeetCode. So let's get started. So here we are in LeetCode, and the problem statement is as follows. Given a binary tree, return the level order traversal of its node values, that is from left to right, level by level. For example, in the given binary tree, where they have defined 3, 9, 20, 15 and 7, the level order traversal is nothing but the breadth first search, which is going to be from top to bottom, left to right. So it's going to be 3 in the first level, 9 and 20 in the second level, and 15 and 7 in the last level, which is the output shown over here. So if we can look at the output format, it's going to be a list of lists, where each list is going to contain the node on each level, and in the end we're going to return the two-dimensional array list. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to use the level order traversal technique in order to solve this problem. So we are going to iterate through the tree, and when we reach the end of each level, we are going to add that particular nodes to a list, and in the end we are going to return the list of lists. Step 1. Implement the algorithm. So the first thing I'm going to do is to declare a data structure result, which is going to be the final output which we shall return as the output to this function. This structure is going to be a two-dimensional list, which is going to be a list inside of a list. So the way we declare that is going to be array list of type list integer result is equal to new array list of type list integer. The next thing I'm going to do is to create a queue data structure which is going to be useful in order to perform the breadth first search. So the way we declare a queue in Java is to use the deck data structure. So we are going to declare deck, which is going to be of type tree node. You can see that LeetCode has declared the tree node structure over here. So for those of you who don't know what a binary tree is a data structure. A data structure is just a structure which is going to be used to store data. And over here we can see that a tree will have three values. One is going to be the value, which is going to be 3 in this case. Then tree node left and tree node right, which is going to correspond to 9 and 20 respectively. Sometimes there can be cases where the left and right is going to be null, like over here 9 left is going to be null and right is going to be null. So in that case it's simply going to be declared as null. So over here we have declared a deck of type tree node which is going to be called queue, and it's going to be declared as a new linked list. So now let us begin the while loop, which will keep running until the queue is not empty. So before we initiate this, we can see that initially the queue is going to be empty. So we are going to insert the root node into the queue, and we are going to perform BFS beginning from the root node. So I'm going to say queue.add root. So inside this, I'm going to declare a variable size, which is going to correspond to the size of the queue. And then I'm going to declare array list of type integer, which is going to be called list is equal to new array list of type integer. Now inside this list, I'm going to keep inserting nodes of each of a particular level. And outside of this while loop, I'm going to add this particular list to our final output, which is going to be our result array list. So inside we'll open our for loop. This is very similar to the previous problem which we have solved using the binary trees. So inside this I'm going to say for int I equals 0, I less than size, I plus plus. So basically inside this for loop we're going to iterate through each of the nodes in a particular level. So in the first level there's only one node, so we're going to iterate through only 3. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to first remove an element from the queue. I'm going to remove the first element from the queue. So it's going to be tree node temp is equal to queue.poll. So once I remove that element, I'm going to add this particular value to the queue, to our list. So it's going to be list.add temp.val. and if temp.left is not equal to null, we're going to add the left node of temp to our queue. So it's going to be queue.add left. Similarly, if the right hand side of temp is not null, we'll be adding that to our queue as well. So these nodes will be processed in the next iteration of the while loop since they belong to the next level. So outside this, I'm going to just say result.add list. So now we have successfully added this particular level to our result. So now outside of this while loop, I'm going to return result because that is our output. So now let us run the code and check for any compilation errors. Okay. So let us move on to step 3, which is debugging. So over here, instead of saying queue.add temp.left, I have said queue.add left. So that's a pretty easy fix, and I'm just going to say queue.add temp.left and queue.add temp.right. So now if I run the code, it should work. Okay, we can see that this test case has passed. So let us move on to step 2, which is checking for any edge cases. So over here we can see that one of the edge cases can be if the root itself is empty. So if the root is empty, we're going to directly return an empty array list. So I'm going to say if root equals null, return result. And that is it for step 2. So now let me submit the code and see if all test cases pass. Okay, we can see that the code passed with a runtime faster than 100% of Java solutions. So let us move on to step 4, which is optimization. So as we can see, our program is already well optimized and we cannot really make the program better or shorter. So in this case, there's not going to be any optimization and we'll directly move on to step 5, which is time and space complexities. Now in this code, the time complexity of this solution is going to be O of n. This is because in the worst case, we are iterating through each of the nodes only once. The space complexity of this solution is going to be O of n as well. That is because we have declared a queue over here, which is an additional data structure. And in the worst case, it will occupy O of n memory. So it's going to be of linear space complexity as well. Okay, so now we have solved the first problem. But I didn't mention that there was going to be a part 2, right? So here we are. Binary tree level order traversal 2. So the question is very similar to what we encountered previously, except there's a small twist over here. We can see that the output is going to be the bottom up level order traversal. Meaning instead of starting with 3, we need to start from the bottom node left to right. So the output is supposed to be 15, 7, then 9, 20 and finally 3. So at first glance it seems simple, right? All you have to do is, return whatever we got previously, instead just reverse that list. But we cannot do that because if we look at the previous question, we will see that it is of type array list of type list, right? So we cannot reverse that directly. So what we're going to do is, first I'll copy this code as it is, paste it over here, and we can make one small change over here. And if you paid attention to the first video I made about Java STL, this should be pretty obvious. The line we're going to change is line 40, and over here instead of saying result.add list, what does this mean? Result.add list means we're going to add list to the end of the result array, right? But I told you there's another way to do add, and that is having two parameters inside the AND method. The first parameter will declare the index and the second parameter is the data we wish to add. So what if I said result.add 0, list? So what's going to happen? 0 is going to be the 0th index. So we are going to insert this list in the front of the output list instead of the last. So what we are doing is every time we encounter a list, we are going to keep on adding it to the front of our result list. So in the end, the last list that will be added will be at the front of the list. So by just changing this one small line, we'll be solving this problem as well. So let us run the code and see. And we can see that this code passed as well. And with that note, we come to the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. In the next video, we'll be seeing more about breadth first search in the form of the zigzag level order traversal. So stay tuned for that. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to be notified of more videos. This was Rob. You're watching Brevity. Thank you and goodbye.